Hey guys, here we are for round 1 with the red green energy deck. We'll just get straight into the game. Looks like this hand is keepable. We can throw down that Cinderglade first turn, and then second turn we can play the Volcanic Brawler. So I think I can keep that. Let's go. Find out what our opponent is playing. Possibly the same deck. They are more than likely playing the exact same deck, so we're going to see a little bit of mirror action. I found that this deck is actually very popular, probably mostly because it's cheap. This only cost, I think, $40 or $50, compared to some of the other $150 decks that I've come across. So it's not the exact mirror, but it will still be pretty similar. These guys will probably have the Skyship Sovereigns, I believe is what they're called, as well. Okay. Alright. So he's likely to come flying over with the copter here, that's fine. I think next turn I'm going to hold up the Harness Lightning just so I can get rid of that copter. That's fine. Let's just attack in for 4. So there is a pretty reasonable chance that he's just holding up one of the... I should really learn the names of the cards. One that gives it hexproof. But if he taps out, which he did not, which is fine. So I'm going to get him into combat there just so he can't do anything else with it, and we'll try that one there. Excellent. Alright, looks like he's about to play another one. That's okay. Okay, so I could attack for 4 and Harness Lightning this Volcanic Brawler. I think I would just attack first, see what his blocks are. Because he's got trample. If he does block, I can kill it. Well, he will have trample. If he does block, I can kill it, and all the damage will go through still. That's okay. So I'll Harness Lightning. Yep. And I need to do the 2 damage. And fast priority. So he can start attacking for 6 here. And Chandra is of course a bit of a problem. You can start pinging that for 4 damage, and it's exactly what he's going to do, that's fine. So there are obviously higher budget versions of this deck, and I believe that's what we're versing right now. Those Copters and those Chandras are not exactly the cheapest cards, but they are obviously effective. I think The fourth mana would really do wonders right now. Going to say that so I think I have to go for the win next turn, otherwise there's not much chance of it happening. I think I'll go to the Pummeler. Use the mana most efficiently. If I absolutely need to, I can make it a 2-2. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to do. Probably nothing, but there is a pretty good chance that I can just lose right now. It's just a forest, so you can't cast that, which means I get dealt 2 damage. If I can draw any land or 1 mana pump spell, I can actually just win next turn. If he attacks with everything, anyway. And he may just do that. Unless he's got some removal spells, which I would expect. Okay, that's fine. Come on. Okay, so we've got a land here. So now I can go double larger than life. So I can give him +8 and then I can double his... So pretty much we've got to hope that he doesn't have a removal spell right now. And it doesn't seem like he does. So we may have just won this game. Then again, he may still have the... No, okay, cool. So he clearly didn't have the removal spell. And we were going to be able to double the Electrostatic Pummeler's power, making him an 18/18. And he can only block 2 of that, so let's go to the sideboard. So I think I'm going to be bringing in the Harness Lightning and the Galvanic Bombardments, definitely. I don't think that the other flying takedown cards will be totally relevant. So I think that I'll just bring in those ones. I'm not entirely sure if I need all 4 Galvanic Bombardments. We'll just see what we want to take out first. I can usually do with 1 less Uncaged Fury. Casting that as well as a pump spell often is difficult. Typically if you're getting more than 4 mana you're not going to win the game anyway, I've found. That 4 is that perfect amount. I think I might get rid of 1 or 2 of those. They do gradually, they do get worse the less you have in there, but for this I don't think it's too bad. I think I'll get rid of 1 of the servants as well, and maybe a Built to Smash. So the Built to Smash, it's a good pump spell in general if you can give it trample. Otherwise it does only affect the Electrostatic Pummeler, so I'm not too fond of it when you've only got the 4 artifacts, but we will I think that's how we'll sideboard, and let's head into game 2. So I don't have any creatures, but there is a bit of removal, so I can slow him down a little bit. And I've definitely got land this time. I think I'm okay with this. That might be a mistake, but we've got a few turns to draw into something, and then if we do get that 5 mana, we can pretty much just kill them straight away with the Larger Than Life and Uncaged Fury. Yeah, so we've got the Galvanic Bombardment as well. So we should be able to pick off some of these 2 mana creatures, if not all of the 2 mana creatures. So I think that is exactly what I will be doing immediately. Don't want to really give him the chance to untap and give him the possibility of a pump spell or hexproof spell. If that pummeler survives this next turn after the turn after I've played him, then it's possible. Wouldn't say it's likely, but it's possible that I could just win on that. But I may choose to play a more defensive route, so going the harness lightning method. No, I'll throw it down, and if I need to, I can use the energy from it. I may regret this, but okay. So he doesn't have any galvanic bombardment, so that's good. Let's see what he does have though. So there's no point in blocking here. He's only going to be able to. He can only go up to a 2/2 at the moment, so. Okay, there's Chandra. He's probably going to be pinging that for the 3-4 damage. Yep, and that is exactly as expected. So he's definitely in a better position than I am right now. Not drawing the creatures is certainly not helping me. We'll pass it back. We'll see if we should be able to harness lightning that. We will be able to do that in response to the trigger, so. Ooh, kidoki. I don't believe he's able to cast that, so he's going to have to take the 2 damage for it. If he had a land, he very much should have played it first. Okay, so he's got a Hydra. Okay. Yep. Don't have a whole heap that I can do right now. So let him use that. I'm not really liking my odds of this one right now. I can very, very easily just attack next turn and win. So Forest, just another 2 damage. It's going to be able to attack for at least 4 here. Yep, that's okay. Okay. Let's hope I draw a creature, and I did not. Okay, well let's go searching. I think he can just win this turn or next turn anyway, but we'll play it out. If he wants to do it safely, he can't. And there it is. Okay, so that's pretty much game 2 done, I believe. Maybe no more removal there is kind of a problem. That's okay. So I think I've got to take out the. I think I'll make it a bit more of a creature heavy actually. So I think I'll get rid of the bombardments, bring in the Lanthu Hellions, and probably. I'm not entirely sure what to cut. Get rid of a larger than life, maybe a harness lightning, and probably just an uncaged fury. This way we've got a bit more of a chance of drawing creature. And besides that, it should do alright. Getting to go first with this deck is a huge deal. Lets you play that threat just that one turn earlier, and it's very, very useful. Good. I'm a little unsure what he's casting for 1 green. If you tapped it for a red, we got the Galvanic Bombardment, that's fine. I essentially got my energy out of that, and that's all I wanted. So it's now pretty much just hope that he doesn't have another Galvanic Bombardment or a Harness Lightning. I can make him a 4/4, but I would really rather not have to do that. Let's just keep going. May very well be doing that. So he can do 4 damage to it as well, so that is not worth dealing with at the moment. I think next turn we just play down the Hydra. We can protect it with its own energy, or with the energy, and I think we can stay alive. We can keep it alive pretty well there. As long as we don't use all of that in one turn, we should be absolutely fine. Throw that one there, so this way I don't have to use the energy to bring him out. So he also didn't play a land that turn. So that is going to be very useful for me. So I've got 9 energy. As long as I know he can't attack, not very comfortably anyway. If he does, then I essentially have a free attack. Cool. So he's probably not going to be attacking. So the 5th land doesn't make any difference. I can play that tapped. I'm just going to attack into this. He can produce 5 power worth of damage here, and I'm happy to just either Harness Lightning one of them. Okay, I'm absolutely fine with that. I can go build the smash. Do 7 damage for that. I think the Harness Lightning on the Servant Conduit would be very useful. It stops him from being able to play Chandra. I don't know if there are many other 4-drops in his version of the deck, but I think that would be a good choice. Keeping him off that 4th mana could be very, very vital to this. Okay, forgot about the Tireless Trackers as well. Okay. Yep, that's fine. 3 damage is not 4 damage, so I think we just go to the Attune with Aether. It gives us a couple more energy, and it lets us hide what I've got in the hand. Fortunately, we do need some more creature spells very, very soon. Or pretty much anything that isn't ramp, because we can win at just the drop of a hat here. I mean, technically he would even have to block just from the threat of being able to give a double strike. Let's just see what he's doing here. It's possible that he can give it the +2 on hexproof, but he does not. I'll give it a couple of counters then, I think. This way I've still got 2 activations for it, so if he can cast 2 instant spells on it next turn, then I can still keep it alive. He's going to be attacking for 6 as well, but he can't attack with both unless he can give it double strike. And even then doesn't quite kill me, I don't think. 6, 9, yeah. So it's still very possible for him to win with this deck. I cannot doubt that at all. I would really like to have either a piece of removal or perhaps another creature. He's certainly getting these creatures down, and it's making it very difficult for me to continue attacking. Okay, so the Harness Lightning there, I think it's going to be very, very handy. I can probably so I can take out the Long Tusk Cub here. So he has to block. That is at least something. He can't risk. Yep. So if he has any combat tricks, he has some combat tricks. That's fine. Okay, that's absolutely good. So I can Harness Lightning the Long Tusk Cub if I want to. It may also just be worth getting rid of the Tireless Tracker just so we can no longer so 2 cards in hand. Most I think you can get is 4 more Aether, which means 4 counters. Card advantage is definitely something that I would like to remove, and if I do it this time, if I do it right now, then I can also use it to for only 2 damage instead of the 3. I think I'll let this go here. So if he only attacks with 1 creature and he leaves back what I assume will be the Tireless Tracker next turn, hopefully I can just kill that and attack for the win. We'll see what he does here. If he tries to give it double strike, if he tries to give any of them double strike, then I can just Harness Lightning that, hopefully. Okay, so the fact that he's attacking with both here, it's probably telling me that he's got something to kill me with. Okay, so that's 10 damage. So you can crack that other clue, that's fine. So I'm really hoping here that he does not have a hexproof spell. That is pretty much the blowout that I'm trying to prevent here. So I can deal him 5 damage to that. That way if he cracks the clue, that's fine. He could still do something. Oh, no, actually no, he can't do something like that. So you can no longer respond to this. So I think I can just do the 5 there, and that's gone. If he gives something like double strike, or if he can pump it just a bit more, then that is definitely a problem. Otherwise, we will probably still be on equal grounds. He should still probably be able to play a creature though. I imagine that out of all the cards that he just drew with Tireless Tracker, which I'm now thinking I should have killed much earlier. So what I really need right now is a trample spell. Anything with trample and I'm happy. Or perhaps even just another creature. So that's certainly not too bad. So if he wants to block, he can block. Otherwise he just dies, so he has to block. I'm quite happy to let those two trade for him to roll over that one at the time being. So again, if he gets a trample spell, so I'm going to have to block here. But if he gets a trample spell, or which he may have just drawn, no, Harness Lightning. Okay, so I can only make that a 4/4, which means I am dead. That is definitely annoying. So there's obviously the advantage in the Tireless Tracker for these decks. They can help you get just those few extra cards, and as shown right here, he's about to win because of that. Just trying to think. If I hadn't attacked then he would have just been able to do the exact same thing. But he just would have had the Hydra as well, so there's not really anything I could have done about that. Perhaps I should have stopped attacking a bit earlier on when he had a few more creatures, but that's the whole point of this aggro deck, you gotta play aggro. That's okay, so that's game 1 done, or round 1 done. I'll see you in round 2, hopefully go a bit better.